guys, guess what we're doing today? We are going to be trying out more new makeup because I am so backed up, and even though my latest video was a try new makeup, was that even my last video? I don't know when this is going up, but the last video I filmed, tested out a bunch of new makeup, and I still have more, so that's what we're going to do. And I'm just going to kind of bundle a lot of these things in together. Like I said in my previous video, this is not a review, this is just us playing with some new makeup. So let me go ahead and show you what I want to focus on today. So I think the main focus on this video is going to be on the Clionadh multichromes. I ended up getting the Vibrant bundle, which I have in my Clionadh palette here. So all of these 8 ones are in the Vibrant multichrome bundle. I haven't used any of these on my eyes yet. I have used them on my nails a couple of times and they are beautiful. I also kind of think I want to dip into this one. This one is from the Koala bundle that they did when Australia was struggling with the fires, and this was like a charity thing, so I want to maybe dip into that. I also have so many of these like iridescent ones. Clionadh was so nice to send me a bunch more of these when I put in my order for those. So I don't really know like which ones I've used and which ones I haven't of the ones up top here, but I do just want to play with these shadows a little bit more because I haven't really given them the love that they deserve. And I also figured, since I'm gonna need some mattes, obviously, not just the gray one in there, so I want to use my BH Cosmetics bubblegum palette as well, which is the blue one, and this is my favorite out of the 2 that I do have, so I want to try those out. I also have a new highlighter here that I got sent by Shine by SD Cosmetics. This one looks so beautiful, and it's just like a beautiful pink highlighter. It might be a little too light for me, but I figured if we're gonna do a bit of like a blue look, this could go kind of nice together with that. And Shine by SD actually sent me a bunch of their new shadows, so I have like 13 of them here. This is a bundle called the, what was this bundle called? I think it was like the Golden Hour bundle or something like that. But let me know if you want me to do a separate video using some of these shadows because they are quite beautiful, but I'm just obviously not going to be able to use more than like 3 shimmers in today's look. That is one of the problems with indie brands sending you a bunch of shimmer only shadows, because I feel like I can't really make a video using only shimmers. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I could do a swatch video, but like, is that really that helpful? And I also can't do eye swatches with all of these shadows because I can't take my makeup off more than twice before my eyes go, "Stop it." Even in like my 10 look videos and stuff that I do, I can only do 2 looks back to back, otherwise my eyes are just killing me. So I can't do eye swatches with these. I wish I could, but I simply just, my eyes would hate me. I do also have some lashes here that I want to try. I know that is shocking, and who knows if I'm actually going to be able to put them on, but Makeup a Murder ended up sending me 3 pairs of lashes. I don't know why these brands keep sending me lashes. Don't they know that I don't wear them? But like, they still keep sending them to me, and I'm like, all right, thank you. I mean, I didn't ask for it, but I kind of feel bad if I don't at least try them. So I will show you the ones that I have. This is the number 1 lash. These are insanely big. Like, do you see how big these are? I don't think that I could pull these off. We also have the number 2 lashes here, which I think these are the ones that I want to try. These look kind of nice. I don't know if they're going to be too big for me, maybe, but I don't know. I just kind of want to give them a go. And then they also sent me the number 6 lashes, which look like this. Again, huge pair of lashes, probably not for me, but these are the kind of things that I like to give away to people who do like to wear lashes because, you know, I know that they're gonna get some use out of them. I also want to maybe put on this black ochre lipstick just for fun if the look in the end kind of, I feel like it warrants a black lipstick. Let's just go ahead and I guess get into it because I want to test out these things and I feel like this intro is already so long. And I also want to test out a new eyeshadow primer today because Alter Ego sent me their new eyeshadow primer along with the Artemis palette. So I figured I would just kind of use this because I know I like the mattes and the BH palettes. And as for the shimmers, it doesn't really matter what base I have down because I'm probably going to use some glitter primer underneath anyway. So this one is also a bit of a clear primer, which I said in my latest video that I don't love clear primers, but I want to have an open mind and just like try them anyway. This one doesn't feel as sticky as the Hourglass primer that I tried in my last video. And I think I may have used a little bit too much because it's like slipping and sliding everywhere. This one definitely takes a little bit of extra work just to get it to like be smooth on the lid before going in with the shadows. So while my eyeshadow primer dries, I think we should just go ahead and swatch these. I mean, they're only 8 shadows, so I'll just do it in real time here because I'm curious to kind of swatch them out myself, even though I have put my fingers in these and kind of used them a little bit already, but I want to show you. So this first one here is called Heirloom. I really don't know how to pronounce that word. but here is what the shadow looks like. So it's a green with a bit of a kind of yellow shift to it. Looks really, really nice. That could actually look really fun with a blue eyeshadow. So maybe I will use that in my look today. I haven't yet decided. Next up we have the shade called Royalty, which looks to be a purple with a lavender and gold shift to it from what I can see here. Like, I'm sure my camera is not going to do these any justice because it never does when it comes to multichromes, and it's really, really hard to like show the actual shift in studio lighting. Next up we have a beautiful blue here, which is called Crown Jewel. That looks so beautiful. This is definitely a contender of what I want to wear today. So this one has kind of like a green and yellow shift to it. I don't know, it's really, really hard to tell because I feel like the shift in these are more subtle than in their jewel bundle, which is the multichromes that I do have from Clionadh. Whereas with these, I feel like they have a very distinct duochromeness to it, but they don't really have like that third shift as obvious as some of the other ones. Next up we have a yellow one here, which is called Throne. Let's go ahead and swatch that one. Okay, so this is yellow with a bit of an orange to pink. Is that right? Does it have a little bit of green in it too? I feel like maybe it does have a little bit of green in it. It's very unique, but it's very subtle. Like I said, you can't really see the shifts like that much, but I feel like if you're able to pull out the shift in them by using maybe like the shifty shades in your crease or something like that, it could end up being really fun. Now, I think the next one here is one of my favorites, and this is called Lineage. This is a turquoise with a bit of a pink shift to it. Oh, this one is so pretty. Look at that. Isn't that just so beautiful? Ooh, I love that. Next up is the shade Majesty, which is an orange, but let's see what this has to offer. So it's like an orangey gold. That's really all I can see. I feel like most of these have a bit of a yellowy shift to them. Now, next up is my favorite out of this bundle, and this one is called Bloodline. I know it doesn't look all that in the pan, but it just has so much going on with it. Like, look at that. I can't even begin to explain the shift in that shadow because there's just, I see so many different things. Like, I don't even know how to explain that. Like, that is so unique. And lastly, we have the shade called Courtyard, which is a green with, what kind of shift do you have? Kind of a pink shift. Is that a pink shift? Again, it's very, very subtle, but you can see that it is a duochrome. You just can't really put your finger on like exactly where it is that it goes. But these are all just so beautiful. I'm gonna try to show you some better swatches of these and do them justice, but it's so hard to capture the shifts in these kind of shadows, and I'm just not really good at it. I'm thinking now, since there are some blues and greens that I want to test out in the bundle here, that I maybe want to use some of the Pistachio palette from BH as well. So I think I'm going to start by taking the shade called Nutty and put that in the inner portion of my crease and then deepen it up with this darker green. And then for the outer portion, I will go in with a couple of blues and do kind of the same thing. So the eyeshadow primer has dried down and it definitely feels like a little bit tacky, but not really so tacky that it's wet. So I'm going to start by putting this right in here, and then afterwards I'm going to deepen up this color with the darker green. This is definitely not my favorite kind of eyeshadow primer to work on. I just want to make that very clear. So I feel like I'm not going to love this, even though it's probably a good primer for other people, but I just prefer something that's a little bit more on the wet side, if that makes sense, a little bit more wet and sticky. Because I don't feel like this eyeshadow primer is really gripping my shadow as much as I would like for it to. I think this primer might be really nice for doing more like blended and neutral looks, or just very blended looks in general. For me, I prefer to have pigmentation over blendability, if that makes sense, but I know a lot of people are probably the opposite. Switching to a smaller brush here and just putting some of this in the inner portion of my lower lash line as well, just to keep it the same on the top and the bottom. And to deepen this up, I'm gonna grab the shade here called Cone or Cup. Just gonna place this a little bit lower down where I put down the shadow. So bear with me, I know it's not looking blended at all, but we're gonna work on that after we put down the colors. I'm gonna dip into the Bubblegum palette now, and I'm basically gonna do the same thing that I did with these two. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and use the shades here called Bubble as well as Single Scoop. So I'm first gonna start by taking Bubbles. First gonna place this in the outer portion of my crease here, as well as lower lash line. Just blend that gently into the green. Like, I know I'm skipping over a lot of the blending for you guys, but I know that we have a lot to get through in this video, but this is just blending so beautifully, and it is so insanely pigmented. Like, BH did such a good job on these eyeshadows. I'm honestly blown away. I didn't even know BH could do this, if I'm being honest. Like, I feel like they have had so many missed opportunities to really come out with some awesome eyeshadow palettes, because what they came out with last year, like color story wise, just wasn't really it, you know? Like, I'm sure some people like them, but from what I saw online and from what I saw from my friends and stuff, like a lot of people just didn't like anything that they came out with last year, myself included. So I feel like they really missed out if this is what their formula has been like the whole time, because I haven't used BH in such a long time. So my camera shut off and I did a little bit of extra blending just so we can move on. I'm gonna go into the shade here called Single Scoop, which is the dark blue in this palette. And I'm gonna use that in the outer corner of my eye here to deepen this look up with, as well as a little bit in my crease in the outer portion as well. And I'm so excited to test out some of these Clionadh shadows because I've been waiting for them since literally February. That is like the one downfall with the multichromes, is that they're all pre-order. So you really have to wait and be patient if you want to get them, because their demand right now is just so high that they're not able to keep up, which, I mean, they are a very, very small indie brand, which is understandable, but it sucks to have to wait. I mean, these palettes are just insane. Like, do you see how pigmented this is? It's just crazy, and it builds and blends so beautifully. Like, this is, oh, I love it so much. Let's see, what do I want to do for these shimmers? Obviously, I could use the shimmers in these palettes, and they are insanely beautiful, but I'm just a little bit extra excited about this. I don't know if that was correct grammar at all. It probably was not. I know I said I wanted to use a little bit of this koala bundle as well from Clionadh, but I really don't think I need more depth than what I have here because this is so dark blue. So I think for the outer portion here, I want to use the blue one, and then for the inner portion, I want to use one of the green ones. So let's go ahead and start with this one. This one is called Crown Jewel. I am going to put down some of my NYX glitter primer first because I do have some problems with creasing with these kind of multichromes, so I just want to have like a little bit extra something underneath. And I'm not going to make this into any kind of cut crease. I just want to make sure my lid is a little bit tacky. Like, I know that these shadows don't need like this extra step to pop because they're going to pop regardless, but I'm really just doing this to prevent any kind of creasing here. Not pulling this super high up because I do want to be able to blend these into my crease. I'm gonna grab a different brush here that isn't sticky, and I'm gonna go into that shadow because these just pick up so beautifully. Like, look at that. And I'm gonna basically just start by tapping this. Oh, I love this. Oh, on the outer portion of my lid. That is so stunning. I just can't. Oh man. I might have to switch to another brush to really like get this into my crease, but maybe I'll be able to just gently tap it in here. Oh, I don't even want to use another shadow on my lid. Like, this is so beautiful. Like, do you see the blue to green shift in this as much as I do? I mean, I know I'm gonna be able to see that while editing, but oh, this is so pretty. Ooh, I am a happy camper today. Now I just hope I don't mess all of this up when I try to put on my lashes later, because there's always a chance of that, and I would like to film something else after. God, these are so beautiful. All right, let's see. Which one of the greens do I want to use? I feel like I'm gonna go with this one, even though this has a bit of like a pinky shift to it. What about this one? I feel like this one's just gonna be a little bit too dark. Maybe it won't though, because I can just go in with something else in the inner corner of my eye. So I am going to grab this one. This one is called Heirloom. Why did I have to do that one? Because I don't know how to pronounce it. And I'm gonna take that on the inner portion of my lid here. These might be a little bit too similar, but you know what? I don't even care because I just want to use them. Of course, this is not the ideal way to use any kind of multichromes. You're better off using them on your own because that way you'll really be able to see the shift, but I feel like I can see the shift enough on these using them next to each other. since they aren't really like multichromes, you know what I mean? Like technically I think they are, but I don't think that you'll really be able to see third shift in them. Like, I just love how glittery and reflective these are. They are just making me so happy. And I might not be able to use that pink highlighter now because I feel like this eye look got a little bit too warm, and it's not really what I was planning when I started filming this, but sometimes that happens and that's okay. We can use something else. Oh, that is so pretty. Okay, let's go into the yellow now. I am gonna go ahead and use this. This one is called Throne, and I'm gonna pack that in the inner corner of my eye. I'm gonna give this one a little spritz of some Fix Plus here just so I don't get any fallout with this, and I'm gonna really blow this out in my inner corner. Oh yeah, this does have a little bit of a pink shift to it, but it's fine. This is kind of the risk you take when you're using a lot of these kind of shifty shades together, is that sometimes the shifts might clash a little bit. Oh, I really wish I had time to use my Clionadh shadows more, because they really are like the crown jewel of my collection. Like, it's not even close. These are by far the most special shades that I own. I do have some other ones that I really like as well from other indie brands, but the stained glass collection is just something else. And I just find them to be so easy to work with. So let me go ahead and finish off my eyes real quick. I am going to try to put on those lashes. Wish me luck. I don't think they're gonna really go with this look, but we're gonna try it anyway. I'll be back when my eyes are done and we can continue with the face and the lips together. Okay, so I'm back and I think the lashes are on. It's not the ones that I said I was going to use. Honestly, they were just way too big and overwhelming for my eyes. So I went with one of the Alter Ego lashes instead. This is probably my favorite style from them. It's in the it's in the style Flare. And I feel like they just kind of suit my eyes very nicely. They're not like too long and they don't take over the look too much. I realized that since I have such hooded eyes and I don't have that much room between like the hood of my eye and like my brow, I can't have lashes that are like super long because my eyes just aren't meant for them. I did have to trim them quite a bit, but I do think that they look pretty good on. I think I got a pretty decent application today, which I can't say happens every time, so pretty proud of that. I mean, I might look back at this and be like, girl, what were you thinking? But for now, I'm pretty happy with how this is looking. I also used the new eyeliner from House Labs. This is kind of like a dark metallic green, and I really like it. So far, went on very smoothly. Hopefully it's going to wear well. The shade that I have is in the shade Empire. Let's go ahead and finish off with the face. I do have quite a bit of like blue left here on my side because I tried to clean it up a little bit and even my concealer didn't cover up all of the fallout. So I think I want to use a blue highlighter today just so we can kind of go over this a little bit and it's not going to look crazy. So for that reason, I'm also going to use some kind of a cool tone blush here. So I'm going to use one of my Elva blushes from Udenside. This is in the shade Sweet Peach. This is kind of like a mauvey pink, but if you go in very light-handed, you can definitely share it out to be like more on the pink side, but it's definitely like one of the more cool tone blushes that I have. And because I just cannot help myself, I'm gonna be pretty heavy with this, especially in the upper portion here, and just kind of fade it out as I go down. I just remembered that I don't have any freckles on today, which I feel like that's happened a lot lately. I don't know what it is. It's like I keep forgetting to do that step. For the highlighter, I'm gonna use my favorite blue highlighter in my collection. This one is from Bitter Lace Beauty. You guys know I love these. This is in the shade Lucid. And this is a very, 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 very intense highlighter, so I'm gonna be very light with this to start off here. I mean, it's just, these are just absolutely insane. Like, if you think the Kaleidos ones are insane, you haven't tried these. Because these are something else. Now, does this go with the blush I have on? I don't really know, but I just felt like I kind of needed it to cover up that little fallout that I tried to clean up and failed. And I'm also gonna put a little bit of this on my brow bone as well. And we're just gonna go for it with the black lipstick. I don't really use black lipstick a lot, but I bought this and I bought it with the intention of using it. So that is what we're going to do. And I feel like it's going to kind of go with this look and be really, really cool. So the one that I got is from Ofra and this is in the shade The Bronx. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on. Hopefully I'm going to like the formula of this. I'd be surprised if I don't, since I really like Ofra's liquid lipsticks. I feel like this is in the old container though. Don't they have like the square ones now? That's kind of weird that they sold this as full price on Ulta. Hopefully this isn't going to go bad anytime soon, but let's go ahead and put this on and we can finish off with this look. I'm pretty sure I love this. I mean, I think this looks so cool and so fun, and I kind of feel like a little space alien here with everything that's going on, but I'm here for it. I love everything that I tried today. The Clionadh shadows are beautiful. The BH Cosmetics shadows are amazing as well. I know I keep raving about them, but I'm glad I was able to at least show you some of them in action today. The House Labs eyeliner, great. I like this lipstick so far. I mean, it's too soon to tell, obviously, but it went on very smoothly, very opaquely. I know that I like the Overlip lipstick formula, so I'm sure it's going to be quite comfortable to wear. What else did I try that was new today? The lashes I already know I like because I've worn these before. Oh, the eyeshadow primer. The eyeshadow primer I'm not the biggest fan of. It's just not my preferred kind of eyeshadow primer. I find that it was just a little bit too dry once it dried down, and it didn't grip onto my shadows as much as I like them to. It was easy to blend out on though, and I'm sure that a lot of people are going to love it, but it's just not my preferred kind of eyeshadow primer. So that's gonna be it for me trying out a bunch of new products. I'm so feeling this look right now. I can't stop staring at it. This lash is kind of misbehaving, but that's probably my own fault. But yeah, thank you so much for watching another one of my trying new products. Won't be the last one. Hope you're excited for more. If you want to see my first impression playlist, I'll pop that up on the screen. And if you're new to my channel, I would love it if you would consider subscribing, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.